Hey there, friends, it's Walt. I'm betting that you are wretchedly out of shape. I know I am. And I'm not talking about your yoga or your Pilates or your gym prowess or your running or your cycling. I'm talking about something else, something perhaps even more important. I discovered my predicament, or perhaps rediscovered my predicament, when I was on my travels to Everest Base Camp. We were 3 weeks completely off the grid. And for about the first 3 days, I felt this rising anxiety, this complete agitation, almost for the entirety of these days. And it was as a result of not being connected, not being able to use my smartphone, because I had become so accustomed, so addicted to always dipping in and dipping out, always checking. And so for a long time, I just stayed in this state of agitation. And it was only after, maybe 3 or 4 days that agitation began to diminish. Sometimes the way I think about it is, like a downed high tension wire that gets downed by a storm, and it's on the ground and it's sparking and then slowly simmers out and stops. And that's the way it was for me. It took a long time for me just to settle down and to be comfortable with the disconnection. And when I came back, I began to come back into the slipstream of checking and moving in and out, but I was aware of the contrast. And what's true is that I am aware that many times when I read, when I attempt to read a novel or nonfiction, that I go a period of time and then, wow, I feel that desire to go and check in on something, to pivot out of what I'm doing. Same thing is true sometimes when I'm writing. If I hit a roadblock, I want to tamp down the anxiety or the discomfort by going in and checking my smartphone. And I've done a little bit of research and dug into this, and more culturally, it's an experience that many of us share, that we have become addicted to these distractions such that we can't stay in the work for long periods of time. And here's what's true. With the rise of AI, many of the ordinary tasks that we all do, and this includes, my profession, my former profession of law, accounting, finance, many of these things, many of the functions of these professions are going to be replaced by artificial intelligence. And one of our great gifts, perhaps one of our greatest gifts, is our ability to go deep with our thinking, to really go deep. It is a hallmark of our humanity to be able to go deep and to reflect, and we're losing that ability. And what's also true, however, is that our ability to focus, our ability to go deep is like a muscle. It is something that if we allow to lapse will atrophy, as it is happening for many of us. And we, at the same time, can retrain that muscle. We can get fit again with our focus, our ability to go deep, our ability to do deep work. And like in fitness and wellness, for me, when it comes to my training, for my running, for my marathoning and ultra marathoning, a lot of the remedies are structural. For me, if I'm going to be writing or reading, I've got to take the smartphone and put it in a different room. The research shows that even the presence of your smartphone near you will reduce your focus and your acuity. So structurally, I need to create boundaries so that I retrain that muscle of deep work. And so I don't know whether this is true for you or not. I do know that it is something that is widespread and increasing. And going forward, our value, our humanity depends upon our ability to go deep with the work that we do. So I want to invite you to look at it in your own life and see if you need to get back in that fitness game. Make it a great rest of the day, great rest of the week. Talk soon.